Yes, 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 yes. See, say, what is up? And what's a weekend? Leagues were won, goals were scored, and warmballers.com is a real thing. Now, you can only currently buy Warm Ballers swag for the moment, but I promise that it's gonna grow into something even more special because I have big plans for all of us. Also, for anyone that has already purchased a Warm Ballers t-shirt, I just wanted to let you know that you've entered to win the first ever Warm Ballers FC jersey sponsored by soccer.com. Thank you, soccer.com. We just played and beat a very game, #United. So head over to Spencer FC's channel to see all the goals, including my brace, and then go get a t-shirt so you can win this bad boy. Go now. Oh, also, I wanted to say that I'm going to announce who won the white Warm Ballers t-shirt. And you know what? I'm gonna throw a black t-shirt in there as well for following @WarmBallers on Facebook and Twitter. And I'm gonna announce for my Instagram account who won these Nikes. Yes, I'm gonna do it at the end of the video. So you can stay around and watch the whole thing, or you can cheat and go forward. It's up to you. Nobody's judging you. Maybe me. These are pretty sweet though, huh? Anyway, it's clear that I'm excited about what's happening with our Warm Ballers community now, and I think what we can do together in the future. But now it's time to get down to business. So how did I do with my predictions from Friday? Okay, first up was Spurs versus United, and I said 2-1, and it was 2-1. Genius status alert. I told you guys that Spurs wouldn't lose their last game at the Lane. Then I said Real Madrid would beat Sevilla 3-1, and it was 4-1. If only Toni Kroos hadn't scored with 5 minutes left. I mean, come on, Tony. Don't you watch the show? You knew I had 3-1. And then Roma versus Juventus, where I predicted a 1-1 scoreline, and Francesco Totti getting 10 minutes, and Roma won 3-1, and Totti got 2 minutes. So, can I come back on camera for a minute? Okay, listen, Roma was up by 2 goals with 25 minutes left to go. They were in firm control of the game, and Roma manager Luciano Spalletti gave Totti 2 minutes. 2 minutes! What is he gonna do with that? Just take a curtain call? No, I understand and appreciate that to a certain extent, but it's not good enough. Just let him run around up top for 10 or 15 minutes. He's not gonna blow the lead for you up there. It's him and then 10 other guys. They're gonna play their asses off for him because they want him to do something special while he's running around. Let him do something meaningful. 2 minutes. What a joke. Put the graphic back up. And then Boca Juniors took on their hated rivals River Plate, and I said that 4 goals were going to be scored, and Alario and Driussi were going to score, and there were 4 goals that scored, and both of those guys scored, and again, genius status alert, genius status alert. And then Adrian picked Ajax to win the league. I said Feyenoord would hold on, and guess who was right? Yes, this guy. I'm pointing at myself. I know you can't see it, unless Mike takes down the graphic. Hey. And finally, I said I think Fulham and Sheffield Wednesday are moving on to the championship final, but they both tied in leg 1, and leg 2 is midweek, and I'm a little unsure of myself, so they better prove me right. Anyway, now let's get to the hits and misses, and you know what? I'm in too good of a mood to talk about misses, so let's do my top 10 hits from the weekend, starting with the Bundesliga. Perception is an interesting concept because it can stay with something or someone even if they don't deserve it. Like, to give you a recent example, the Roma manager. I think he's been disrespectful with how he's been treating Totti these last few weeks, so my perception of him is warped and probably will be for some time, even though he could be the greatest guy ever. So with regard to the Bundesliga, I think it just gets a bad rap for not being exciting and too, what's the right word here, formal or too polite. It just doesn't seem to have an edge to it, unlike, say, the unpredictability of the swashbuckling Premier League where anyone can beat anyone on any given day. But to that notion, I call bullshit. Sure, Bayern Munich dominates, but the league is anything but boring. There were 37 goals scored in 9 games played this weekend, including an instant 5-4 classic where RB Leipzig gave up 3 goals in the last 5 or 6 minutes to lose to Bayern. And if you can see those highlights, go watch them. Arjen Robben's game-winning goal is A+, and it makes me think that he has to be in the conversation as one of the best wingers of all time. Do you agree or disagree? But anyway, there's a ton of great storylines week in and week out, and you should just give this league a chance. And number 9 on the hit list is Justin Meram. The Iraqi international scored a hat-trick, including the game-winning goal in injury time to lead his club, the Columbus Crew, to a huge 3-2 win on the road over the Montreal Impact, which now puts the Crew in 2nd place in the Eastern Conference behind the red-hot Toronto FC, who have won 6 straight games. And number 8 on the hit list is Sam Allardyce. The man, the myth, and the getting caught on camera legend, also known as Big Sam, saved not only his club, Crystal Palace, from relegation with their 4-0 win over now relegated Hull City, but this result also saved Swansea from the drop too. So I mean, how does this guy get fired so much when all he does is save? And number 7 on the hit list is Dijon and Bastia. Before the weekend started, the bottom of Ligue 1 looked like this. And after the weekend, it looked like this. And Bastia, who still have a game in hand, I'd like to add, and Dijon were definitely the biggest winners. And Monaco too, I guess, because they kept their lead at the top of the table. And number 6 on the hit list is clubs from North London. Now, I already gave some love to Spurs for winning their last ever home game at a stadium with so much history, but I wanted to give them some more for a pretty good season overall, though if they want to be considered a top club, then I think they have to play a little bit better in Europe. I think that's just part and parcel of it. Also, I wanted to give some love to Arsenal for playing really well when it doesn't really matter. Unless you think 4th place matters. Does 4th place matter to you, Roy Keane?
When I see clubs like Liverpool and even Man United celebrating getting the top 4, I cringe at it. I really do.
Okay, putting aside the obvious Arsenal jokes, it is pretty ridiculous to celebrate your team getting 4th. And number 5 on the hit list is André-Pierre Gignac. The French international scored 4 goals over 2 legs against Tigres' biggest rival, Monterrey, to help his club, who just happened to be the defending champions and who I believe just happened to be the most talented club in Mexico right now, overcome the number 2 seeded team in Monterrey 6-1 to book a spot in the semifinals against my Tijuana Cholos, Solos, whatever. While in the other semifinal, Toluca's gonna take on Chivas Guadalajara. And number 4 on the hit list is Cristiano Ronaldo. I'm beginning to believe that he's only getting better as he ages, as he scored 2 more goals for Real Madrid in their must-win game against Sevilla this weekend, which was his 400th goal for Los Blancos. That is just a mind-blowing stat. And that wasn't it. It was his 366th all-time league goal, which moves him past German legend Gerd Müller and ties him with English legend Jimmy Greaves for the most all-time. And because you can't bring up Ronaldo without Messi, it's like a mandatory rule these days. Ronaldo, Messi, Messi, Ronaldo. Just so you know, Messi has 346 goals. So I'm just stating that as a fact. I'm not trying to stir the pot. I'm just stating that he's 20 behind him. And I'll let you guys run with that in the comments. And number 3 on the hit list is Benfica. With their 5-0, what beatdown of Vitoria, the glorious Red Eagles clinched their 4th straight league title and 36th overall after holding off a relatively weak title challenge by Sporting and Porto, who are their biggest rivals. But that shouldn't take anything away from this accomplishment. It was well deserved, so congrats. And number 2 on the hit list is Dirk Kuyt. Because old guys need some love too, and the 36-year-old captain of Feyenoord did what experienced leaders do. He made big plays. 3 of them to be exact, as his hat-trick led to a 3-1 win, which secured the league title for Feyenoord for the first time in 18 years, and that deserves our respect. And number 1 on the hit list is N'Golo Kante. After stating I don't know how many times that N'Golo Kante was the most important player for Leicester last season and just the best player in the league overall. I know he won the PFA Player of the Year this year, but he should have won it last year too, and I'm really proud of him that he finally got the award. He becomes the only person in the whole entire world of 7+ billion of us to win the Premier League last season and this season, which pretty much proves that I was right when I was saying about him, as Chelsea wins their 2nd title in the last 3 years and their first under the terrific Antonio Conte, who masterfully pulled the strings to get the most out of his talented team. So alright, that is it. That is all I got. Except for this, it's time to announce the winners. So the winner of this white Warm Ballers t-shirt, oh, looking sweet. So nice. You're gonna make so many friends in this shirt, is Esteban Aravena on Twitter. And then the black t-shirt, which I washed, and it just shrunk just a smidge. That's a pro tip for you guys. Not a lot. Don't put it in the dryer. Hang it up on a hanger. That is going to go to Gil Haven on Facebook. Gil and Esteban, be on the lookout. I'm going to slide into your DMs for more details. And for the Nike swag for all my Instagram followers, these are going to go to Pat Lyman 19. Pat Lehman or Lyman, I'm not sure. Pat Lyman 19. And these Mercurials, these are sweet. I don't know why I wanted to give them. I don't know why. They're so magic. I think I'd play so well in these. They're gonna go to Mike Conca. I think that's how you say it. Mike Concha, Conca. These are yours, my friend. So be on the lookout. DMs, Instagram, I'm gonna be reaching out. Also, I'll be doing more giveaways soon. So make sure you're following me on all platforms and Warm Ballers too. Later.